This page features the colorful front cover of SEGA Saturn Fan Magazine. The artwork is a lively anime illustration showing 3 female characters. One, wearing a pink jacket and short skirt, is riding a white Vespa scooter. Another, in a blue uniform, stands to the left, while a third, in a white nurse-like outfit, is seen in profile in the background. The prominent headline is Saturn Fan. The cover highlights several major features. There's coverage on the adventure game People of Nonomura Hospital and the dating sim Tokimeki Memorial, Forever With You, noting a new port. Sega's 2 big action games, Virtua Fighter Kids and Nights into Dreams, are also featured. For RPG fans, there are detailed reports on titles like Far East of Eden, The Apocalypse, The Lunar Series, The Legend of Oasis, and Dragon Force. The magazine also announces a port of Elf's popular PC series Dragon Knight, and includes guides for new Saturn owners in Saturn Introduction 96, and a comprehensive All of Saturn Strategies. The cover lists the issue as the 1996 merged No 1011 issue, covering May 10th to May 24th. This page features a colorful spread dedicated to Mega Man X3 on the Sega Saturn. It highlights the game's core appeal, combining exhilarating action with vibrant animation. A major draw is the inclusion of Zero, X's friend and rival, allowing players to switch between them for strategic tag battles. The page emphasizes that all power-up parts have been upgraded, and the iconic ride armor now boasts free transformation capabilities, adding new depth to gameplay. Dynamic artwork showcases Mega Man X in his armor, a fierce pose from Zero, and a powerful ride armor unit. Screenshots provide a glimpse of the action-packed stages. The page proudly announces the game is now on sale for a standard price of 5,800 yen. It even mentions the theme song is performed by the newcomer Kotono Shibuya. This feature positions Mega Man X3 as a powerful and exciting addition to the Sega Saturn library. This page dives into the world of Dragon Ball Z on the Sega Saturn, showcasing an action-packed fighting game. Prominently featured are iconic characters like Krillin, Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Vegeta, and Piccolo, set against a fiery backdrop. The game promises to recreate epic battles from the series, covering the story from Vegeta's arrival all the way to the final fight with Boo, featuring around 50 playable characters. The gameplay appears to utilize polygons and textures for expansive 3D battlefields, where players can engage in 8-directional action. Screenshots highlight these large environments and show characters battling in various locations. The game is described as a full-fledged Dragon Ball world experience, offering intense battles and the ability to relive the excitement of the anime. It's scheduled for release in late May for 5,800 yen. This page introduces a groundbreaking new concept, GameWare. It's described as a magazine on Credrom, or perhaps a Credrom that functions as a magazine, focused on being a game-playing game magazine. This isn't just reading about games. You can actually play them directly from the disc. Highlighted contents include a serialized adult love game called Series of Dreams, a comedic 3D puzzle adventure, and the arcade port Edison Detective Agency. The publication also features unique concepts like interactive advertising where the ads are playable games themselves, digital art galleries, and various information sections covering game news, movie features like Vampire in Brooklyn and Lost, Children of the Mist, and music features. There's even a shopping section for game merchandise and an import corner for recommended unreleased games. For this inaugural issue, the classic digital pinball game Last Gladiators is included. The page features screenshots of the various content sections, giving a glimpse into the diverse offerings. The concept is touted as being completely new and exciting, allowing players to experience games in a fresh way. GameWare launched on April 5th for 1,980 yen, with future volumes planned. This page showcases several exciting Sega Saturn releases. Headlining is the vibrant action title, Kyo Flying Squadron 2, bringing the wacky adventures of Bunny Girl Rami and her dragon friend Spot back to the console. Set in a chaotic Edo period, the game promises bizarre stages, charming characters, and high-quality anime sequences, arriving May 17th for 5,800 yen. Below, we see digital base fishing, offering a realistic 3D fishing simulation experience. The page highlights dynamic fishing action and various lure types for landing that big catch, available now for 6,800 yen. Finally, Thunderhawk 2 is presented as a high-speed 3D helicopter shooter. Players get full freedom of movement in intense battles across diverse missions, ready to dive into the action for 6,800 yen. This page prominently features the fighting game Fatal Fury 3, Road to the Final Victory, showcasing key characters Terry Bogard and Geese Howard in dynamic artwork. Screenshots display the character select screen and in-game combat, announcing the game's arrival on the Sega Saturn console. It highlights the intense battles players can expect from this renowned series. Adjacent to this, the page introduces two classic arcade shooting games making their way to Sega Saturn. First is Night Striker S, depicted with a sleek futuristic vehicle soaring above a metropolitan landscape. This game offers branching routes and dynamic stage design. The second shooter is Metal Black, illustrated with a powerful spacecraft battling organic foes in the depths of space. The description highlights its unique power-up system and intense boss encounters across various stages. This page features exciting new arrivals for the Sega Saturn console. Headlining is High Octane, a high-speed, futuristic combat racing game from Bullfrog Productions, also coming to PlayStation. Get ready for intense races with floating vehicles and plenty of destruction as you blast through stunning 3D tracks. Next up is Don Pachi, the legendary arcade vertical shooter, making its way to the Sega Saturn. Known for its incredibly dense bullet patterns and challenging boss fights, this port brings the full arcade experience home, introducing the intense Get Point system for high scores. Finally, dive into the dark world of Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, an RPG for the Sega Saturn. Featuring striking character art and promising high-quality CG depictions of its signature demons, this title offers a deep dive into its unique universe. A companion guide or database titled Akuma Zensho is also available. This page features two exciting new Sega Saturn titles. On the left is Sword and Sorcery, an RPG developed by Microcabin. It boasts real-time field scrolling and 3D battle sequences, bringing a unique visual style to the genre. The artwork depicts a classic fantasy party, including a warrior, a mage, and a creature companion, facing off against a monstrous foe. The game features a cast of talented voice actors, bringing the characters to life. On the right, we see Senhario TimeNet, a new entry in the Puzzle and Action series. This compilation brings together over 27 different games, offering a variety of puzzle and action challenges. Prominently featured are the series' iconic block-like characters with distinct hats. Screenshots show diverse gameplay styles, from grid-based puzzles to more action-oriented scenes like sumo wrestling. This collection is currently available. This page showcases two upcoming simulation RPG titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left is the Konami title Policenauts, featuring striking character artwork of the protagonists, a science fiction adventure set on a space colony near Saturn. Although listed as unreleased with no price decided at the time, this highly anticipated game is a port of a popular earlier title. The right side of the page announces FIDA, the Emblem of Justice remake, a simulation RPG from Yanomen and Max Entertainment. The illustration shows a determined warrior, accompanied by a canine companion. The text highlights the impending release of the remake, inviting players to step into the grand world of FIDA and forge a new history alongside the protagonist, Brian Stelford, as they challenge a powerful empire. The page confirms a release date of May 1996, with a price of 6,300 yen. It also includes a list of the voice cast, bringing the characters to life. This page presents a deep dive into Der Langrisser 2 Eyes, a significant simulation RPG for the Sega Saturn. The artwork features the striking character Sophia, one of the game's playable heroines. The page promotes a July release, with details on both regular and limited edition pricing. It highlights core gameplay mechanics such as the transition to a semi-real-time simulation battle system, dynamic 3D panorama tactics with adjustable views, flexible class changes determined by player choices, and the ability to choose one of 4 heroines for the protagonist's path. User testimonials from various age groups and occupations offer glimpses into player anticipation and appreciation for the series. A separate section features the Tower, Sim Tower, a high-rise building simulation, mentioning its price, and a special offer for dedicated players. This page showcases two distinct titles. On the left is Clockworks, a puzzle action game from Alexei Pajitnov, the creator of Tetris. It features a unique clock-based mechanic and is shown with screenshots highlighting its colorful characters and gameplay. The page lists releases for PlayStation, Saturn, and 3DO. On the right, we see Albert Odyssey, Legend of Eldian, an RPG from Sunsoft. The prominent artwork features the protagonist Albert and his companions, with screenshots showing turn-based battles and exploration. It's announced for a summer 1996 release and mentions special offers and campaigns related to its launch. This page features a couple of interesting things. On the left, we have a practical accessory spotlight, the TOSC 2-meter extension cable for the Sega Saturn. This is a brilliant idea for players using the Virtua gun, addressing the common issue of having to stand uncomfortably close to the TV. The ad humorously shows how extending the cable makes playing light gun games much more fun, effectively doubling the enjoyment, according to the text. It's also compatible with regular controllers and works across all Sega Saturn models. This handy cable was a new release, priced at 1,280 yen and available nationwide. On the right, Polygram is showcasing their game music lineup. This is great news for fans looking to relive their favorite Saturn game soundtracks. Featured releases include the powerful scores from titles like Dragon Force, Gungriffon, Panzer Dragoon Saga, and the intense music of Shin Megami Tensei, Devil Summoner, and Fighting Vipers. They also highlight the soundtrack for Landrock, a related anime/radio drama project featuring design work by Masamune Shiro. Plus, they list several other soundtracks already available, including the catchy tunes from Clockwork Knight and the strategic sounds of Mysteria. This page features a double dose of anime goodness arriving on the Sega Saturn. On the left, we have a preview for Tokimeki Mahjong Graffiti, Nenka no Tenshitachi from Sonic Computer Entertainment. This looks like a mahjong game featuring attractive anime girls, highlighting improved animation and original artwork. They even feature photos of the voice actresses involved. It was set to release on May 3, 1996, priced at 5,800 yen. Screenshots show typical mahjong layouts alongside character portraits. On the right, a classic PC romance adventure, Can Bunny Premiere from Kindle Imagine Develop, is making its debut on the Saturn. Known for its cast of colorful, fantasy-themed characters, this port promises the same experience as the PC original. They even include a queue and a section addressing common questions about the Saturn version. This title was also priced at 5,800 yen and was already on sale. Both pages clearly target fans of anime and specific Japanese game genres like mahjong and visual novels. This page's left side presents an advertisement for the puzzle game Burning Legend. Burning Panic, promoted with popular voice actors and anime characters, released on April 26. The right side serves as the magazine's table of contents, headlined by a deep dive into the RPG Big 4 collection, featuring essential titles like Lunar, Silver Star Story, Dark Savior, Sword and Sorcery, and Far East of Eden, The Apocalypse IV. It also includes coverage of E3 Tokyo 96 and first looks at upcoming games such as Nights into Dreams and the arcade shooter Strikers 1945, alongside various strategy guides and game previews listed in the index. This page features a lead story on Nights into Dreams, the new adventure game from Sonic Team, creators of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, presenting a follow-up report. The article highlights the game's beautiful visual scenes that tell the story, set in the world of dreams based on human subconsciousness. It introduces the main characters, Elliot and Clarice, who embark on an adventure with knights within this dream world. Screenshots showcase the protagonists and the vibrant dreamscape. The report focuses on introducing the characters and Nightopia, described as the main stage of the adventure, promising many visual reveals of the new stages. The game is an action title currently under development, anticipated for a summer release. The next page dives deeper into the world and characters of Nights into Dreams. It confirms Knight's identity as a part of the dream world, controlled by the villain Nightmare but seeking freedom, and explains how the ordinary kids Elliot and Clarice meet Knights after their dreams are invaded by Nightmare. The stage for their adventure is set across two distinct dream worlds: the beautiful, ideal realm of Nightopia, born from human hopes, and the dark, fearful realm of Nightmare. The page introduces the inhabitants of these worlds, the pure and innocent Nightopians, and the varied Nightmarans, some grotesque and some more whimsical, explaining their hierarchy. Finally, it touches on the intriguing A Life system, which gives characters their own will and behavior, and hints at a feature allowing players to influence or even create parts of the dream world themselves, promising great depth and replayability. This page provides a detailed look at the lore of Nights into Dreams, including the two dream worlds, Nightopia and Nightmare, their inhabitants, and the groundbreaking life system. This page gives an update on the ongoing development of Nights into Dreams, which is targeting a summer '96 release. It showcases new environments and gameplay elements, introducing the snowfield stage and a forest stage not seen before. Players will encounter new actions, such as riding a bobsled-like vehicle on rails and experiencing a chase sequence involving a mysterious train. The page features screenshots highlighting these new stages and actions, showing Elliot running through the snow and Clarice in the forest. An intriguing possibility is hinted at, suggesting Knights might have the ability to transform, illustrated by a screenshot of Elliot on a large sled. The page emphasizes the expanding world and diverse experiences awaiting players in the dream realms. This page dives into the world of Lunar Silver Star Story, highlighting it as the first entry in the RPG Big 4 collection. The feature provides an in-depth look at the game through screenshots and character art, showcasing protagonist Alex alongside Luna and the creature Null. The article emphasizes the game's meticulously crafted world, expansive story, and charming cast of characters, touting it as a classic RPG players should anticipate. A key point is the attention to graphical detail, especially how the battle backgrounds dynamically change to match the location on the field map. The page also includes a short comic strip, Episode 2, featuring Mia and Nash, giving readers a taste of the character interactions and story moments within the game. This page continues exploring Lunar Silver Star Story, shifting focus to the game's impressive magic system. One section highlights various spectacular magic attacks used by the party, including Temujin's prayer ability, which sweeps enemies away. The article analyzes Mia's offensive magic, describing its beautiful graphics and showcasing screenshots of a single-target lightning spell. Two samples detail specific magic types. Sample 1 demonstrates cold/ice magic, showing a pillar of ice hitting multiple enemies. Sample 2 features fire/heat magic, illustrating both a focused attack and a screen-filling inferno that targets all enemies, emphasizing the distinct visual effects and targeting areas for each spell type. The bottom of the page features another segment of the ongoing comic strip with Mia and Nash, continuing the comedic interactions between the characters first seen on the previous page, hinting at their personalities and relationships within the game. This page features the RPG Sword and Sorcery, presented as part of an RPG Big 4 Collection 2. The article delves into the game's battle system and early story, centered around the protagonist Lucian, described as pure, a bit pensive, and hot-blooded. The game promises a blend of comical and serious elements. A major highlight is the fully animated opening movie, showcased with several screenshots. The article emphasizes this movie as a key difference and selling point for the Sega Saturn version compared to the 3D release, stating it packs in all the charm of S&S. Character introductions are made through screenshots, showing Lucian and her companions. Ergoato and Mininaga are introduced as travel companions, while the Lizardman Kanayun and the Beastman Biomeldar are mentioned as being rescued by Lucian and subsequently joining her journey. The text notes that the story unfolds with the opening movie, and the SS version adds new appeal with this original movie and the adoption of a unique viewpoint compared to the previous 3D version. The page includes various character portraits and action screenshots from the game, and its impressive opening sequence. This page continues the look at Sword and Sorcery, detailing its battle system and early story progression. The game features a unique system, where the terrain of the field map becomes the actual battlefield, allowing for strategic engagement with environmental obstacles like trees and rocks that can be destroyed. Combat is turn-based, involving positioning characters in front or back rows, choosing commands like different attack types, slashing, sweeping, thrusting, and utilizing magic and items. Lucian's magic system is highlighted, along with special demon god items that consume MP for powerful effects. The article walks through the initial adventure, starting with Pinacotheca Tower, where Lucian meets Ergoato and Mininaga, and progressing to Papacho Village, where the party confronts an ogre. New characters introduced include Miradorl, a woman seeking help to rescue captured Beastman children, and a mysterious man afflicted with lycanthropy. Screenshots illustrate the tactical battle grid, various attack animations, character menus, and key story moments in different locations. The next page dives into the highly anticipated 3D action RPG Dark Savior, highlighting its continuous evolution towards its summer release. The article emphasizes the game's dynamic systems and improved features. Key updates include refined controls, making movement and navigation smoother, even allowing for diagonal movement and easier traversal of obstacles. The menu system has been expanded, prominently featuring the character Jack, who aids in recovery. Combat is presented with a clearer view. Characters are larger, and while it's a one-on-one system, movement is now restricted to a single line, simplifying tactical positioning. Navigation within the ship has been streamlined, replacing confusing corridors with simpler, connecting rooms to prevent players from getting lost. The article also hints at branching paths and story divergence based on the routes taken, adding replayability. Event movies, set to music by Anne Rice, likely referring to a musician named Anne Rice, not the author, are featured, showing key characters like the protagonist Ryu and heroine Kuki. The overall presentation suggests a game actively being refined for player experience, focusing on action, accessibility, and narrative depth. This page details the next steps in Ryu's quest in Dark Savior as he arrives at Gelatai's Island in pursuit of the criminal Bylon. Upon arrival, players can explore Gelatai's City, the island's only town, where they can interact with locals and trade goods like alcohol and tobacco for useful items and weapons. The journey to find Bylon leads Ryu to confront obstacles, including a run-in with Butch and Tank, leading to combat. The path then takes Ryu into the island's formidable prison. Inside, the game presents challenging areas filled with various traps and hazards that require careful navigation. Ryu must make his way through the complex, ultimately seeking to rescue a member of the mysterious J-Lo organization from their hideout, led by the imposing Rigoite. The difficult path continues towards finding Kuki, the heroine, located in a specific cell, highlighting the dangers and key objectives within this segment of the game's unfolding narrative. This page dives into the world of Far East of Eden, the Apocalypse IV, part of the RPG Big 4 collection. It excitedly announces the finalized voice cast for the characters and shares comments from the actors. The main heroes are introduced alongside their voice actors, including Tomokazu Seki as Reijin, Tomoe Sakurai as Yumemi, Hiroshi Tachihara as Yunu, and Kappei Yamaguchi lending his voice to Ace, Cherry. The page also mentions other prominent voice actors involved in the game, promising a star-studded cast. Below the character introductions, there's a section titled America Continent Crossing Journey, showcasing the impressive field screen visuals. We get glimpses of diverse locations the party will explore during their adventure across America, such as the bustling Chinatown, the imposing Arizona Castle, the industrial Chicago Street, the vibrant Seattle, a traditional Indian village, and the towering metropolis of New York. These previews highlight the scale and variety of settings players can expect in this epic RPG journey. The next page dives deeper into the world of Far East of Eden, the Apocalypse IV, first introducing a colorful cast of unique boss characters set to challenge the heroes. We see character art for various formidable foes, like the ice-wielding Junsei no Blizzard, the seductive Yami no Koibito Candy, the imposing Madame Medea, and the mechanical Drive, M, alongside details about their voice actors. Following this rogues gallery, the page offers a collection of evocative illustrations that provide visual hints about the game's grand narrative. These images depict scenes of hardship, battle, and adventure featuring protagonist Reijin and his companions, suggesting diverse locations and dramatic events that will unfold across the American continent. The page effectively uses these illustrations to build anticipation for the game's story, leaving players to speculate on the challenges and destiny that await the party. This page features the highly anticipated Sega Saturn port of the arcade hit Strikers, 1945. Known for its intense, exhilarating shooting action, the game puts you in control of real-life World War II fighter planes as you aim to become the top ace. You can choose from 6 distinct aircraft, each with its own characteristics, encouraging players to find their personal favorite. A key mechanic is the formation attack system, activated by collecting P items. This unleashes powerful special attacks, like high-speed rotations, wide-area blasts, or concentrated frontal assaults, crucial for clearing the screen and defeating tough enemies. Strikers 1945 follows the classic shoot-'em-up formula, offering a thrilling blend of dodging bullets and unleashing devastating firepower. The game takes you across various global battlefields, including stages set in Japan, Germany, the USA, and Russia, each culminating in encounters with massive, challenging boss weapons like giant battleships and bombers. The Saturn version boasts a perfect recreation of the arcade experience, even supporting vertical screen display for that authentic feel. Plus, adjustable difficulty levels make it accessible for both seasoned shoot-'em-up veterans and newcomers. It's clear the magazine sees this as a must-play title for shooting game fans. This page previews the Sega Saturn version of the popular dating simulation game, Tokimeki Memorial. It announces the game's first public showing on the Saturn, highlighting that while the game is known from other platforms, this is the first time players will see this version in action. The page features prominent artwork of the main heroine, Shiori Fujisaki, along with several in-game screenshots showcasing various events and scenes. A key part of the feature is an interview with Mami Kingetsu, the voice actress for Shiori Fujisaki. She shares her experiences and thoughts related to voicing the iconic character and her personal connection to the game. The article also delves into Shiori's charm, detailing her personality traits, skills, and how players can deepen their relationship with her through gameplay. It mentions she excels in academics and sports, presenting her as a versatile and appealing character. Game details confirm it's a simulation game supporting one player and is listed for release on July 26th at 6,800 yen. There's also a small feature inviting readers to vote for their favorite male character in the game, with Mami Kingetsu judging the entries. This page presents a follow-up look at the Sega Saturn adventure game Toriko Geka Mugentan, unveiling screenshots of its innovative defocus camera feature. The game centers around the protagonist Fred, as he explores the enigmatic Mist Town in search of his past. The town is described as a seemingly beautiful but unsettling place, surrounded by deep forest, ruled by the suspicious Lord Gordon, and inhabited by wary residents. The article highlights the game's unique defocus mechanic, which dynamically shifts camera focus to mimic human vision and enhance the psychological atmosphere, shown through a series of screenshots where a background figure comes into sharp focus. It also introduces several key locations within the town and their inhabitants, such as Gordon's Manor, the peculiar clockmaker Mac, the cold Dr. Morse at the hospital, and the cheerful flower shop owner Rose. The game is detailed as a one-player adventure game, set for release on June 28th, on 2 seeds. This page dives into Dragon Ball Z, Legend for the Sega Saturn, highlighting new gameplay systems. It introduces the Overview system, allowing players to switch to a strategic view during battles, to analyze the situation, and potentially swap characters. The article explains that characters not currently fighting can be viewed and possibly brought into the fray, using Goku and Krillin as an example of a potential swap. It also details the chain hit attack, a continuous attack technique that replaces traditional command-based special moves from previous games. Landing successive hits increases a gauge, and filling it triggers an automatic chain hit attack, shown with Vegeta executing one. The page previews the second chapter, based on the name Brock Arc, featuring battles against the Ginyu Force. Screenshots showcase intense battles, including Vegeta vs. Goku, and Vegeta and the Z Fighters vs. Guldo, illustrating the dynamic action and strategic elements like managing the power balance gauge during chain hit opportunities. A brief summary of the game's release details is also present. This page previews 2 upcoming titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we see a look at Wizardry Vi and V2 Complete, bringing the classic role-playing series to the console courtesy of Data East. The artwork features the game title against a dark, rocky background, hinting at the perilous dungeons players will explore. The tagline poses a question about what awaits deep within the monster-infested dungeons. The bottom confirms it's coming soon. The right side features Super Real Mahjong PV, showcasing vibrant anime artwork. The focus is on one of the characters, Kayama Tamami, with her profile detailing her name, voice actor, birthday, age, and vital statistics. A brief blurb mentions this is the latest in the series coming to Saturn, featuring beautiful girls. Game details are listed in a table covering release date, price, genre, and player count. The artwork prominently displays girls in bikinis, typical for the series. This page continues the showcase of characters from Super Real Mahjong PV on the left side, featuring profiles and artwork for Kinomiya Yukari, Kayama Tamami, and Kurihara Mari. Each character is shown in different outfits, including some suggestive ones, which is typical for the series. The right side delivers a major scoop from Elf Corporation. Their next game, for the Saturn, is confirmed to be a complete remake of their classic title, Dragon Knight. This is big news for fans of the franchise. The report excitedly announces that the game has been decided as an 18+ release. It also mentions that a mysterious password found in their previous game, People of Nanomura Hospital, is somehow connected to this upcoming Dragon Knight remake, suggesting a narrative link between their titles. This page focuses on a major announcement for Sega Saturn fans. Elf Corporation is bringing back their classic title, Dragon Knight, with a complete remake for the console after 7 years. The page features an interview with Elf president, Mr. Hiruta, who discusses the decision to remake Dragon Knight and what players can expect from the Saturn version. It touches on graphics and content, hinting at the game's mature nature, with a screenshot featuring suggestive imagery. The page also highlights other popular Elf titles, showcasing visuals from Dragon Knight IV, Dokusei 2, Keisaku, and Gekusei, illustrating the studio's range of adventure and simulation games. Additionally, there's a section polling fans on which Elf game they'd most like to see ported or remade next for the Saturn, indicating Elf's engagement with their audience. The overall tone is one of excitement for the revival of a beloved series on the Saturn platform. This page introduces Albert Odyssey, Legend of Eldian on the Sega Saturn, highlighting further details about this anticipated RPG. It provides a guide to the first chapter of the game's story, following the protagonist, Pike, using a world map. The journey begins with meeting the legendary Three Sisters, and quickly involves encounters with key characters like Bernard and the sorceress, Richesta. The guide covers Pike's path through various locations like Harp's Forest and the town of Goat, leading into the game's initial climax. The latter half of the page focuses on the mounting conflict, detailing encounters with the treacherous Paranoia and the pursuit by the immortal Emperor. It previews major battles, including a confrontation with Bernard, and later against the powerful sorcerer Estan. New allies, such as Ammon the Beastman, are also introduced. The progression is visually supported by screenshots showing exploration, character interactions, and the game's turn-based combat system, including boss fights. This provides a good overview of the early game's narrative and challenges, setting the stage for Pike's quest across the land of Eldian. This page gives us a look at the Sega Saturn version of the Idle simulation game, Debut. It focuses on original events added specifically for this port, promising new challenges and interactions for players. The highlight is the Idle Ekiden Tournament, a relay race event, and other activities that occur at the end of even-numbered months, featuring adorable chibi character sprites. We see screenshots of various event types, from swimming competitions and school plays, to detective scenarios, and a Super Idol show. These pixel art scenes showcase the range of activities the idols can participate in as they work towards stardom. The page also includes profiles for 3 of the game's idols, Kumi Tanaka, Izumi Ito, and Mio Fujimura, listing their stats and preferences, essential information for any aspiring producer. Alongside the cute chibi events, the magazine points out that the game isn't just about charm, it also includes more mature CG scenes, such as those depicted during CM filming at a hot spring, adding a different kind of appeal to the game's events. It appears Debut offers a mix of gameplay elements, focusing on training idols and navigating various challenges and opportunities on their path to fame. This page dives into the Sega Saturn port of Super Real Mahjong PV, a game known for its blend of Mahjong gameplay and character interaction. The magazine highlights the game's smooth animation and commitment to authentic Mahjong rules. A core feature is the Strip Mahjong element, where winning rounds against opponents leads to characters removing clothing. The page introduces the 3 main characters you'll face: Tamami Kayama, a cheerful 16-year-old softball player, Yukari Kimiya, a relaxed university student, and Mari Kurihara, a composed 24-year-old kindergarten teacher. Each profile includes details like age, height, and measurements. Screenshots show the characters in conversation, during Mahjong matches, and in the game's signature scenes. The Saturn version includes bonus content, like a minigame and a visual gallery. The overall presentation emphasizes the game's appeal through its characters and animated sequences. This page delves into the Sega Saturn release of Wizardry Vi and V2 Complete, bringing together 2 pivotal entries in the long-running RPG series, known affectionately as Wiz by fans. The 6th game marked a significant evolution for the franchise, and this Saturn package couples it with the 7th. The magazine highlights the game's revamped system, noting a significant increase in character parameters and depth compared to earlier installments. The races, classes, and magic systems have been thoroughly renewed, offering 11 races and 14 diverse classes like Samurai, Lord, Ninja, and Monk, alongside 6 schools of magic. This allows for highly personalized party creation and tactical depth. The story unfolds across both titles, beginning with Wizardry 6, Bane of the Cosmic Forge, where the party seeks the magical pen of the same name, And continuing into the sprawling universe of Wizardry V2, Crusaders of the Dark Savant. Screenshots showcase the first-person dungeon crawling, character portraits, combat encounters, and the detailed UI, including the main screen layout and battle options. Combat methods are varied, encompassing physical attacks, ranged options, and magic, emphasizing strategic choice. The magic system is described as systematic, with spells gaining power as the player character levels up. Overall, the feature positions the Saturn port as a comprehensive package for fans and newcomers alike, presenting these classic RPGs with updated visuals and mechanics. This page introduces FIDA, the Emblem of Justice remake for the Sega Saturn, presenting it as a simulation RPG that brings the epic battle between the Imperial Army and the Liberation Army to life. This Saturn version is powered up from the Super Famicom original, promising enhanced visuals and gameplay. The article dives into the game's story, specifically covering the first 3 areas. Area 1, The Price of Disgrace, follows protagonists Brian and Aine as they escape and are aided by allies. Area 2, Demon's Nest, details Brian's fate after being captured and subjected to experiments in a monster-producing lab run by a character named Althos. Area 3, Sandstorm Chaos, depicts a large-scale battle in the desert involving Brian, Aine, and other characters against Imperial forces. Key system changes in the Saturn remake are highlighted, including the ability to save mid-battle, allowing players to resume combat from the point of failure. Special attacks are also enhanced from the SFC version, adding more strategic options. The importance of character alignment, law, neutral, chaos, is emphasized, noting how it affects unit compatibility and story progression, leading to different outcomes and titles for characters based on their actions. The feature includes various screenshots showcasing gameplay, character portraits, and new animated cutscenes integrated into the story. This page focuses on the upcoming E3 Tokyo 96 event, highlighting that the excitement from the Los Angeles show is heading to Japan in November. The article details the scale of the event, expecting 250 exhibitors and 90,000 visitors, and emphasizing that it covers all aspects of entertainment, not just games, including computers, hardware, software, peripherals, and related publications. The event will be held across 2 major convention centers, comparing the Los Angeles Convention Center with Makuhari Messe in Japan, suggesting the Tokyo event aims for a similar large scale. There's a section introducing the officially chosen image character for E3 Tokyo 96, named Telebird. The character, a flying television with wings, was selected through a contest and represents the integration of television and computers in the modern era, embodying a cute yet high-tech image soaring over Tokyo. The page includes the event overview with dates: November 1st-4th, 1996, with the first day for press, invitation only; location, Makuhari Messe, and organizers. Visuals include the event logo, photos of the venues, and an illustration of the Telebird character. This page features a split layout, with the left side showcasing Pop Science Software, LifeSyst, for Sega Saturn, set to release on May 17th. This looks like a unique educational title, presenting scientific concepts through a fun, cartoony lens, with prehistoric visuals featuring dinosaurs and cave people. Small panels illustrate the diverse topics covered, from dina and marine life to ancient organisms and fossils, suggesting it's a comprehensive exploration of life's history and science. The right side is dedicated to Ranking Street, a reader data-driven section. The main feature is the Sega Saturn sales ranking, showing the top-selling titles across 2 different weeks in April. The sales analysis points out that consistent performers, like the King of Fighters 95, Dragon Force, and Victory Goal 96 continue to rank highly. It also notes the temporary impact of new releases from March wrapping up, and mentions the strong performance and quick sellout of certain titles, like dating simulations. The page also lists other regular features found within this section, covering news, game research, and reader submissions. This page is a reader response postcard intended for Saturn Fan Magazine, specifically for engaging with sections like Ranking Street and entering a Reader Present campaign. The postcard provides the magazine's address in Tokyo for submissions. Readers are asked to fill out their personal information, including address, name, pen name, phone number, and age, and to indicate their favorite sections within the magazine, such as the Game Research Lab or the previously featured Ranking Street. There's also a section dedicated to the present campaign, allowing readers to specify desired items, and a game score table where they can rank or comment on titles like the dating sim Angel Paradise Volume 1, the sports game J.League Pro Soccer Club, and strategy titles Daisen Ryaku Expert and Titan Force. It serves as a direct line for reader feedback and contest entries, vital for the magazine's interactive features and data collection. This page is the central feature of the Ranking Street section, presenting the compiled results of reader votes for Sega Saturn games. It features a detailed table showing the ranking, game titles, developers, release information, and reader-scored points across various criteria, culminating in an overall score. The clear highlight is the top-ranked game, Panzer Dragoon Saga, which receives dedicated coverage. Readers praise its evolution from the original, highlighting significant improvements in graphics, atmosphere, and gameplay mechanics, especially the free-roaming segments and the dynamic dragon growth system. The overall sentiment reflects high satisfaction, with an 86% approval rating. The page also includes Spicy Whisperings, offering more critical feedback on other games voted on by readers, such as Gun Griffon, touching on aspects like controls or gameplay balance. Finally, there is a brief comment from Sega's public relations regarding the reader rankings, acknowledging the feedback and expressing their intent to use it for future development. This section effectively summarizes reader opinions and provides valuable insight into the reception of Saturn titles at the time. This page continues the Ranking Street reader poll results, highlighting the games that landed just below the top spot. Coming in at number 2 is the King of Fighters 95. Readers appreciate the solid port quality, especially praising the smooth animation and character sprites. However, many find fault with the lengthy loading times, particularly noticeable in versus matches, and criticize the background music compared to the arcade version. Feedback also mentions frustrating AI and a lack of customizable training options. Slank's response is brief, thanking readers for their feedback and promising to apply it to future releases. Ranked third is the mecha simulation shooter Gun Griffon, the Eurasian Conflict. Players are impressed by the visually stunning opening cinematic and the game's technical prowess, noting the detailed mecha models and satisfying destruction effects. The primary criticism centers around the unique and sometimes difficult controls, confusing targeting indicators, and the lack of impact in the background music and sound effects. Game Arts, the developer, acknowledges the feedback and stands by the detailed work put into the game, encouraging players to give it a try. The page also includes a section for the fourth place game, which appears to be another entry related to Gun Griffon, continuing the trend of detailed reader opinions on the games. The Ranking Street reader poll reveals games ranked 4th to 9th. World Advanced Tactics, 4th, received mixed reviews, with bugs and AI issues despite its strategic depth and lower price. Zork 1, 5th, a classic text adventure, was praised for its puzzle solving and accessible map. Skygracer Gulliver Boy, 6th, had nice visuals but suffered from repetitive combat. Linkle Liver Story, 7th, charmed with its visuals but frustrated with controls. Winning Post 2, 8th, a horse racing sim, offered depth, though some found the interface and races repetitive. Finally, Virtual Casino, 9th, provided simple fun despite slow tournament mode and limited game variety. Developers of all games acknowledged feedback. The reader poll results, ranking games from 10th to 15th, are in. Idle Mahjong Final Romance R, 10th, offers solid mahjong but faces criticism for difficulty and repetition. My Best Friend's St. Andrew Girls School Chapter, 11th, a puzzle, dating sim, charmed players with its characters, though some found its gameplay lacking depth. FIFA Soccer 96 12th, earned praise for realism despite player control issues. Suikoden Enbu Fuun Saiki, 13th, a fighting game, had responsive controls but faced challenges with difficulty and depth. Street Fighter II Movie, 14th, impressed with its branching narrative, but had timing issues. Air Management 96, 15th, offered a realistic airline management experience, though some found it less engaging. Developers of each game have acknowledged player feedback and expressed their intention to improve future iterations. The rankings continue, highlighting games from 16th to 21st. Xing Koxian, 16th, received praise for its fishing mechanics, despite repetitive elements. The developers aimed for realism. Brain Battle Q, 17th, impressed with its diverse quiz questions and competitive nature, with developers emphasizing balanced difficulty. Game no Tatsujin 2, 18th, a party game collection, offered diverse gameplay and replayability. Daily Quiz Show Quiz 365, 19th, gained popularity for its daily changing quizzes. High Octane, 20th, a racing game, saw comments on handling and track design, developers discussed the shift from PC, Doraemon, Nobita and the revival of the Star, 21st, an action or platformer, was appreciated by series fans, despite some clunky aspects. Developers for all titles acknowledged feedback and discussed future improvements. This page marks the final ranking in the Mega Drive series, with the top spot claimed by Madhu Monogatari Fur. The review sections, titled Sweet Whispers and Spicy Murmurs, offer contrasting perspectives on the game, discussing its puzzle RPG mechanics, graphics improvements over the Game Gear version, and challenging difficulty. There's also a comment from the developer, Compile. Below this, the page features the Saturn port wish ranking, revealing which games readers most desire to see on the Sega Saturn. Topping this list is Final Fantasy Version 2. Other highly requested titles for porting include Tekken 2, Dukusei 2, Resident Evil, Dragon Quest Vis, and Virtua Cop 2. This section highlights the strong desire for popular games from other platforms to come to the Saturn ecosystem. Finally, the page includes a recruitment drive for game reviews, specifying Angel Paradise Volume 1 as the subject for submissions. This page dives into a dynamic mix of news and promotions. It kicks off with the announcement of strategy videos for popular fighting games, highlighting the first volume focusing on fighting Vipers, with mentions of Virtua Fighter 2 and Cyber Troopers Virtualon. Next up is an exciting contest for Mega Man 8, inviting readers to design boss characters for the game's Saturn release, showcasing some concept art examples. For fans of anime, there's news that the incredibly popular Neon Genesis Evangelion has been adapted into a tabletop RPG book, featuring artwork from the series. A quirky section promotes a live-action video titled Wangan Dead Heat plus Real Arrange, featuring a cast of beautiful women in a racing context. Readers also have chances to win prizes, including adorable Puyo Puyo plushies, exclusively for Saturn fan readers, connected to a Puyo Puyo tournament event. There are also giveaways from a recent event held at Yokohama Dreamland, offering Virtua Fighter 2 and Saga-themed goods. The This Week's Pickup section spotlights various media releases, such as the original soundtrack for Panzer Dragoon Saga, a CD related to Tokimeki Memorial featuring its voice actress, a drama CD for a series called Goreisu Denshin, a video release for the anime Mysterious Thief Saint Tail, and a visual book for the series Kekon Marriage. Finally, a brief segment titled News Firecrackers provides details on how readers can participate by mail, referencing a Flash Sega Saturn section. This page features a mix of news, contests, and game strategy. It kicks off with the News Dynamite Present section, offering readers a chance to win various prizes, including posters for Gun Griffon and Enemy Zero, soundtracks for Gun Griffon, software for Kururin Pa, goods like t-shirts for DEFCON 5 and caps related to Aero the Acrobat, character seals for Super Real Mahjong, and other items like a Neon Genesis Evangelion book and general Sega merchandise. The page also includes announcements of winners from previous campaigns and surveys, listing names of successful participants for things like the Kururin Pa Snowman campaign and survey postcard submissions. The main focus, however, is the continuation of the Panzer Dragoon Saga strategy guide. This section is dedicated to helping players achieve 100% completion in the difficult later stages of the game. It reveals details about the hidden route in Episode 4, describing it as a challenging, high-speed section. The guide provides strategy tips with accompanying screenshots, detailing how to handle specific enemy patterns, such as foes attacking from the side at intersections, dealing with rapid rush attacks, and overcoming enemies that appear immediately after destroying breakable barriers. It's clearly aimed at dedicated players looking to master the game. The next page continues the in-depth strategy for achieving high scores in Panzer Dragoon Saga, covering episodes 4 through 6. It details how to maximize points in the difficult hidden route of episode 4, emphasizing the use of full lock-on and the importance of Berserk for acquiring high multiplier hidden bonuses. For the episode 5 boss, the guide explains how to earn big points by defeating it quickly, recommending targeting the legs first with the mirror shot to stop its movement before finishing it off, ideally using Berserk for a time bonus. The strategy for episode 6 focuses on the engine section, highlighting the intense enemy presence and advising players to destroy enemy armor before the engines themselves to achieve a 100% clear and unlock a hidden bonus. Finally, the page covers the final boss, the Shellkoof Core, breaking down its attack patterns and suggesting tactics like constant movement and timely berserk usage to survive. The guide concludes by celebrating clearing the game and revealing the contents of Pandora's box, which unlocks various features like episode select, dragon select, difficulty options, hard and super hard, and different shot types, 5-way, 3-way, homing, graviton, berserk, along with a music test, adding significant replayability. This page features a strategy guide for the action RPG Beyond Oasis, Thor, Seirei Ou Densetsu. It focuses on helping players navigate the early stages of the game, specifically the first two elemental shrines, the Water Shrine and the Fire Shrine, and progressing through the Great Forest. The guide provides maps and tips for solving puzzles and defeating enemies. For the Water Shrine, it explains how to find hidden switches, often obscured by plants, requiring the use of Leon's bow. It also details the boss battle against Undine, the water spirit, offering advice on how to dodge its attacks and deal damage effectively, noting the power of special moves. The guide then moves on to the Fire Shrine, covering multiple underground floors. It shows how to find essential items, like the staff, and navigate the levels by dropping down ledges and activating switches. A key is required to proceed through the lower floors. The strategy for the Fire Shrine boss, OGA tank, is provided, highlighting its mechanics and suggesting tactical approaches, including using the water spirit Undine to extinguish flames, and emphasizing effective ways to attack the boss. The guide encourages players to use the provided maps to help Leon find his way and meet up with the fire spirit, if crit. The next page continues the strategy guide for Beyond Oasis, focusing on the third shrine area, the Great Forest. This complex area is structured with two layers, ground and underground, requiring players to move between them to progress. The guide details various challenges and secrets within the forest. Key points covered include utilizing the fire spirit, if carrot, to clear obstacles and light fires, essential for opening sealed doors. It highlights finding hidden keys, sometimes tucked away in rocks or under trees, necessary to unlock paths forward. The guide also explains how to acquire the staff and its ability to transform certain grass patches into platforms for jumping, a crucial mechanic for navigation. Specific enemy encounters are mentioned, such as defeating a giant spider to obtain another key. A significant point is the acquisition of the Great Sword from a treasure chest, a powerful weapon for Leon. The guide emphasizes the importance of strategically switching between the water spirit, Undine, referred to as Dillet here, and Ifrit, to overcome different environmental puzzles and enemies, like melting ice with Ifrit or extinguishing flames with Undine. It also points out locations to recover spirit power, SP. Finally, the guide provides tactics for the boss of this area, Burbule, a carnivorous plant. Defeating this boss is key to gaining the next spirit ally, Pau. The page provides map segments, showing key locations and connections between areas, helping players navigate this multi-layered environment. This page features a strategy guide for the intense vertical shooter Donpachi, covering stages 1 through 4, and offering tips for score attack. The article highlights the game's challenging nature and introduces its unique systems, including the GP get point system, which rewards continuous hits, and the use of bombs. It also details the 3 distinct ship types available: Type A, focus shot, fast; Type B, side options, medium speed; and Type C, wide shot, slow, explaining how each caters to a different playstyle. The guide provides tactical advice for navigating the early stages, suggesting patterns for clearing enemies efficiently and building up the GP multiplier. Screenshots illustrate key moments and boss encounters, offering visual cues for strategy. It emphasizes learning enemy attack patterns, particularly boss laser attacks, and advises on optimal positioning and movement. The focus is on achieving high scores by mastering the GP system and utilizing the right ship type and weapons, shot, laser, bomb, for each situations. It's a solid breakdown for players looking to improve their performance in this classic SHMUP. This page continues the in-depth strategy guide for Donpachi, focusing on the mid-game stages and the crucial element of score attack. It breaks down the intense action of Stage 3 and Stage 4, providing specific tactics for clearing waves of enemies and durable ships efficiently, often utilizing the laser for maximum impact. A major focus is the Goal 1 million points over, Score Attack Challenge, detailing how players can significantly boost their score by mastering the GP system. The guide explains how to maintain hit chains, use specific ship types, likely type B or C based on the screenshots and strategy, and strategically deploy bombs to clear sections while preserving the multiplier. It highlights key moments in the stages where large point bonuses can be earned through continuous fire and enemy destruction. The guide also includes a specific section dedicated to defeating the boss, Donpachi. It offers tips for quickly taking down the boss to earn a time bonus, emphasizing precise targeting and timing to minimize the fight duration. Further sections detail specific locations within stages that are prime opportunities for point farming and identify challenging enemy patterns or obstacles that require careful navigation or bomb usage. The page concludes by showcasing a high score achieved in the score attack mode, demonstrating the potential rewards of mastering these techniques. This page dives into Gangyan Bunny Premiere, a dating sim/adventure game. It offers a strategy guide focused on finding the quickest path to specific significant events within Chapter 2. The main feature is the editor's recommended action chart, providing a structured walkthrough to navigate the chapter efficiently. The page also profiles two key heroines, Rina Etu, described as a pure beauty with a strong-willed personality, and Mahoko Arisugawa, a wealthy young lady from a noble family who is naturally airheaded. There are sections highlighting the charm of these unspoiled girls, and tips from a game writer about Chapter 2's highlights. There's also a small note about scheduling part-time work to align with weekend events, implying important character interactions occur then. The page features multiple screenshots showcasing character portraits and in-game scenes. This page continues the strategy guide for Gangyan Bunny Premiere, focusing on specific date events and characters. A large section details Rina's date progression across various locations like Yokohama, Enoshima, and Zushi, listing actions and outcomes to follow. There's also a dedicated section for Mahoko's date events, outlining specific interactions like kissing, eating, and having tea, and actions like picking her up or removing her dress during certain scenes. A character profile describes Mahoko as a sheltered, slightly airheaded but charming young lady who acts outside the norm. The page also touches upon enjoying the game's H scenes, and includes a list of answers for Mahoko's in-game quiz. The Chapter 1 special information highlights choices within the H scenes, possibly related to specific character interactions or unlocking content. This page delves into the potential suspects and their motives in the mystery surrounding Nomura Hospitals. It presents a culprit degree graph, analyzing the main characters based on their potential involvement. We see profiles for key figures like Miho Nozaki, who was harassed by Yashiko, but her motive for murder seems weak, and Yashiko Nomura herself, whose investigation into her husband's death, along with suspicious and inexplicable actions towards nurses, makes her a prime suspect. The bar graph for Yashiko is notably high, indicating a high degree of suspicion. Shizato Mamoru, a nurse, currently lacks a strong motive, but this could change as the story progresses. Keisaku Fujiki is presented as a strong candidate for an accomplice, potentially hired by Yashiko, due to his suspicious past. Yui Makino, another nurse, has many meaningful actions, but it's unclear if they directly link her to the crime. Perhaps she's protecting someone. Below the main suspects, the page introduces mysterious appearing characters who are connected to the hospital or main cast. This includes Kano Tomogi, a friend of Momoko, presumably another character, Takafumi Nishijo, a detective investigating at Yashiko's request, Momoko Itsuki, described as introverted but opens up to Tsukumaro, the protagonist, Kenji Shikoku, a fellow patient of the protagonist, Ryoko Saito, Nishijo's assistant, and Tsutomu Yamazaki, a reporter chasing Tsukumaro. These characters add complexity to the human relationships and the overall mystery. The content highlights the importance of understanding the relationships and actions of these characters to uncover the truth. This page details the third day of the protagonist's hospital stay, breaking it down into two key phases, focusing on advancing the game's mystery. The Day 3 first half section outlines actions leading to a deepening mystery. The action chart guides the player through standard hospital locations before highlighting critical events. The discovery that a key is missing, prompting investigation, and an encounter with Momoko, the girl who can't be abandoned. Screenshots depict the messy room where the key was lost, and Momoko herself, suggesting her importance to the plot. The walkthrough emphasizes the need to infer why the key is gone and what to do about Momoko. Transitioning to Day 3, second half, late night information gathering. The guide covers late-night activities. The action chart shows movement between various hospital locations, including the director's office, lobby, patient room, rooftop, Momoko's room, lounge, and nurse center, featuring encounters with characters like Yashiko, Ryoko, Miho, Chisato, and Keisaku. The main sections highlight significant developments. Masks coming off details a tense questioning of Yashiko, shown in a screenshot, suggesting she reveals more about herself. Chase after Salary's actions hints at suspicious activity by Salary, with a screenshot showing footprints, urging the player to follow. Finally, Secret Meeting with Miho describes a crucial late-night meeting with Miho, potentially yielding vital evidence against Keisaku, illustrated by a screenshot of Miho. The content stresses the importance of gathering information from these encounters to piece together the truth. This page details the critical fourth day in Yuno, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world, split into two halves focused on piecing together clues and uncovering the truth. The Day 4 first half section guides the player through key interactions to consolidate gathered information. The action chart highlights movements within the hospital, leading to crucial encounters with characters like Saikyo, Yashiko, Miho, Megumi, Chisato, Kana, and Momoko. The guide points out finding a clue, cyanide, at a scene involving the director and Saikyo, suggesting their entanglement. It also describes a secret agreement with Saikyo and Yashiko, and emphasizes a vital conversation with Momoko, where checking her calendar yields insights. Screenshots show the key room investigation, Saikyo and Momoko interacting with Kana. Transitioning to the Day 4, second half, the pace quickens towards uncovering the central mystery, with a warning about potential bad endings. The action chart maps extensive movements through the hospital, leading to significant discoveries. The guide describes exploring an underground facility used during wartime with Ryoko, leading to the discovery of Megumi in a dangerous situation. A tense screenshot captures this moment. Finally, Chisato's unexpected action prompts a crucial conversation, where listening carefully is advised to obtain vital facts, as shown in accompanying screenshots of Chisato. The day culminates in major reveals and sets the stage for the game's climax. This page delves into Day 5 of Yungano, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. Quote, focusing on the climactic moments as the protagonist corners the culprit. The action chart outlines the final steps, leading to key locations like the waste collection area and the director's room, culminating in the resolution of the incident. The guide details the crucial task of obtaining the final, unshakable evidence, emphasizing the difficulty in locating the last piece of the puzzle. Screenshots depict a red hardcover diary, a vital clue needed to piece everything together and understand the full picture. Following the evidence gathering, the page covers the decisive battle with Akiko no Nomura, showing multiple characters converging in a tense confrontation in the director's room. It highlights unexpected actions taken by Akiko and the intense dialogue that follows, underscoring the dramatic climax of the game. Further sections explore alternate outcomes and hidden content. It warns players about patterns that lead to self-destruction or bad endings by missing crucial clues or focusing on irrelevant information. These paths might lead to discovering unnecessary items or triggering premature endings, as shown in various screenshots of characters and environments. Finally, it teases the unlockable graphic gallery, encouraging players to experience all branching paths and endings to see every visual piece the game has to offer, implying that true completion requires multiple playthroughs and careful attention to detail. This page provides a strategy guide for the intense mid-game section of Dragon Force, highlighting the crucial battle events that mark the climax of this phase. To succeed, players must thoroughly understand the enemy, master troop formations, and utilize effective tactics. The guide introduces several key characters encountered during these events, including the powerful Xenon, the legendary ninja Hayate, and his disciple Shiru, the ambitious Rishikima, the magic-focused Ulysses, the unit-commanding Gruder, and the capable Sarah. Each character presents a unique challenge, often employing specific troop types and techniques. Tactical advice is offered for facing these opponents. For instance, battling Xenon requires dealing with his high MP and martial arts by carefully managing troop positioning or focusing on a quick strike. Fighting mages like Ulysses involves understanding their magic and mercenaries. Rishikima and Sarah are known for using resurrection frequently, while Gruder relies on direct attacks with a large number of soldiers. The guide emphasizes knowing the strengths and weaknesses of both your units and the enemies to achieve victory. The page also features screenshots depicting dramatic battle scenes, character portraits, and pivotal story moments, such as Leon holding the wounded Juno. This page continues the Dragon Force mid-game strategy guide, shifting focus to major boss encounters and unique events. It details battles against powerful recurring foes, the mysterious Gideon and Grace, who are difficult to defeat permanently and often retreat. Their troop compositions and abilities are outlined, noting their MP significantly increases during these events. The main focus shifts to the climactic first battle against the game's primary antagonist, the Mad Lion Goldark. The guide provides strategic advice for this fight, highlighting Goldark's devastating martial arts attacks and suggesting troop types effective against him. It also covers Goldark's subsequent counterattack on the player's kingdom after his initial defeat. Other events are introduced, including the Dragon Force event triggered by confronting Goldark, which varies depending on the player's chosen ruler and advances the main story. The guide also reveals the elusive Skull Gang, a group of powerful thieves who appear randomly, led by Gusper, Zutban, and Hemu, each with distinct abilities and troop types. Finally, 3 notable optional events are highlighted: the Gingal event, where a character appears seeking death, the Ramda event involving a figure guiding the player to another dimension, and a specific event for Leon featuring a dragon and the appearance of Kazab. The page concludes by stating the story is now heading into the latter half. This page dives deep into the item system in Dragon Force, explaining how strategic use of items can significantly enhance your warlord's combat capabilities. It highlights that while warlords grow through experience, equipping and using items is crucial for boosting their stats. The page introduces a handful of truly rare items that are particularly hard to find through searching. It then explains the primary method of item acquisition, using the search command within castles you control. Different castles yield different items. The page provides overviews of both equipable items and consumable items. Equipable items can boost stats like combat power, defense, governance, and command power, and many are restricted to specific job classes. Consumable items offer various benefits, such as boosting stats, increasing maximum HP or MP, improving loyalty, or removing status effects. The tables detail the item names, which jobs can use them for equipment, and their specific effects. Finally, the page includes lists showing which items can be found in each of the game's numerous castles, and provides a general guide to the item discovery rates in different locations, indicating which castles are more likely to yield items easily or with difficulty. This page delves into the relationship mechanics of Angelique Special, specifically focusing on how to increase intimacy with the various guardians. It provides detailed personal data for several guardians, including Lumiale and Olivier, giving insights into their personalities and player compatibility. The guide breaks down different scenarios that affect intimacy levels, offering case studies on when intimacy goes up or down through interactions like asking for advice, casual conversation, and going on dates. It highlights specific situations, such as encountering Rosalia during a date or conversation, and how these meetings impact your relationships. The page also includes interesting feedback from male players, sharing what aspects of the game they particularly enjoy, focusing on specific characters and their appealing qualities. A comic strip at the bottom illustrates some common in-game situations and player reactions. Overall, the page is an essential guide for players looking to navigate the complex relationship system and deepen their bonds with the Guardians in this simulation title. This page features content from 2 different sections of the magazine. On the left is information about Virtual Idol Volume 8, a publication focusing on beautiful girl characters and voice actors. It highlights features like a large spread on characters from Yu Yu Hakusho, Makyo Toitsusen, likely referring to a game or related media, and a calendar, plus event reports and interviews with voice actors, including coverage of Tokimeki Memorial and Twinbee Paradise. A photo of a model wearing a traditional dress is also featured. The magazine is scheduled for release on May 10th for 880 yen. The right side is the Game Research Institute section, offering play guides and strategies. This issue focuses heavily on World Advanced War Strategy, providing an operation file with detailed strategies for the Soviet campaign, including unit tactics for ski troops and tanks, and a breakdown of specific battles like the Battle of Kiev. It includes game data like release information and genre. Simulation. Brief mentions are also made of guides for J.League Pro Soccer Club Wo, Sukuru, Linkle Liver Story, and Bug. The guide provides tips for tackling difficult scenarios and unit usage in World Advanced War Strategy. This page dives deep into the strategy for World Advanced War Strategy, offering a comprehensive operation file. It breaks down several key missions, starting from Scenario 2 and going up to the final mission, Scenario 7, titled The End. Each section provides tips on achieving victory conditions, whether it's destroying enemy command units or taking specific objectives within a turn limit. The guide highlights the importance of strategic unit placement and utilizing defensive formations effectively, especially in the final challenging maps. It discusses specific battle scenarios like the assault on Kharkov and a major tank battle, outlining key objectives and enemy forces. There's also advice on leveraging allied reinforcements and adapting tactics to different terrains and weather conditions. The guide provides detailed data on units and command post locations for various nations like the Soviet Union, USA, UK, and Germany, and suggests optimal attack routes for certain missions. It emphasizes that mastering unit composition and combined tactics is crucial for success in this complex simulation game. This page provides the final strategy guide for J.League Pro Soccer Club Wotsukuru, focusing on the unseen internal parameters of managers and scouts, which are vital for developing your team. The guide explains how manager abilities influence training efficiency, determined by hidden stats and secretary messages. It also highlights the importance of high-ability scouts for quickly acquiring talented players, detailing how scout parameters affect their effectiveness in finding new, foreign, and transfer players. The guide delves into how playing matches impacts player abilities, improving attributes like mental strength and decision-making beyond just wins or losses. It also reveals that while training is essential, focusing too much on one area can negatively affect others, and parameters naturally decline over time, making balanced training crucial. Finally, the page gives a look at the editorial team's own club over 10 years, demonstrating the challenges of building a team from scratch, managing funds, and improving popularity, even showing their modest achievements despite the effort. The guide emphasizes that mastering these underlying systems is key to success in the game. The next page offers strategy guides for two distinct Sega Saturn titles, Linkle Liver Story and Bug. For Linkle Liver Story, the guide provides combat data and techniques to maximize the main character Kitch's abilities. It delves into the secrets of advantageous fighting methods, explaining weapon and monster characteristics, including elemental attributes and weapon attack power. It also suggests finding specific, advantageous locations on stages to gain an edge against groups of enemies. The page also features a strategy guide for Bug, an action game where you jump and stomp enemies. This section focuses on tackling the game's numerous branching paths and difficult points, offering easy routes suitable for beginners. It breaks down strategies for navigating specific levels like Insectia, Reptilia, and Sprott, providing visual cues and techniques for overcoming obstacles and acquiring key items like the Shaban Ball. The guide emphasizes the importance of timing jumps and navigation. This page details the exciting collaboration between TBS Radio and the popular RPG Lunar Silver Star Story. The main focus is a new radio drama adaptation titled Mako and Mori's Lunar Silver Star Story, which features a mix of drama and talk segments. The radio program is hosted by composer Don Mako and voice actress Nanami Mori, with an original story based on the game's world and characters. It's being broadcast weekly on TBS Radio. The page introduces the main voice cast for the radio drama, including Akira Ishida as Alex, Kyoko Hikami as Luna, Nanami Mori as Null, Daisuke Sakaguchi as Nash, Haruka Ikegawa as Jessica, Tomokazu Seki as Kyle, Kiyoyuki Yanada as Galeon, Ryotaro Okiya Yu as Dine, also White Dragon Mel's second role, and Akira Kamiya as Laik. Comments from the cast express their enthusiasm for the project and their roles. A story digest provides a brief overview of the plot, following Alex on his journey through the White Dragon trials with his companions. The broadcast schedule lists upcoming episode titles and dates. Finally, the page features a group photo of the cast and staff from the recording session and announces a contest to win signed papers from the voice actors. It's fascinating to see a beloved game like Lunar being adapted into a radio drama format, expanding its reach beyond the console. This page is the Conehead Club section, dedicated to reader contributions and interactions with the magazine staff. It features various segments like This Month's Nice Works, showcasing fan art, and discussions on topics ranging from gaming habits and future plans for Golden Week to personal anecdotes about friends and experiences with the Sega Saturn. Readers share their thoughts and questions in the Saturn Fan Reader Q&A section, covering various games and topics. Games mentioned include Panzer Dragoon, Super Real Mahjong PV, SWI, Virtua Fighter 3, Albert Odyssey, and Shin Megami Tensei Coupling. One reader humorously describes buying SWI but struggling to find a Saturn console. The page also includes a free illustration section displaying fan-submitted artwork based on games like Albert Odyssey, Shin Megami Tensei Coupling, and Virtua Fighter 3, showcasing the artistic talent within the community. It's a vibrant collection of fan engagement, highlighting the passion for the Sega Saturn and its games. This page kicks off a special feature dedicated to the beauties who color Conehead, showcasing fan art of female characters from various Sega Saturn and arcade games, split into pretty and sexy editions. The pretty edition features artwork of characters like Ryu from Street Fighter Alpha, characters from Dragon Force, and Lusion Sword and Sorcery, highlighting reader-submitted illustrations with accompanying comments about the characters and games. The sexy edition ramps things up, with fan art focusing on the more provocative designs found in games. Here you'll see characters such as Honey from Fighting Vipers, Felicia and Morrigan from Darkstalkers, Sarah from Virtua Fighter, and others, presented through reader art and brief comments. Below the special feature is the Reader Voices, Anything Goes Special section, a direct line for the magazine's audience to share their thoughts, complaints, and requests. Readers discuss everything from their experiences with games like Street Fighter Alpha, the challenges of finding Saturn consoles or specific titles, opinions on mature content, game prices, and overall feedback for the magazine staff. Find the Town's Famous People. Conehead Investigation Team is another reader-driven segment, encouraging contributions about unique gaming spots or people in their local areas, like observations from arcades featuring games like Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 02. Finally, there's a small section detailing the guidelines for submitting content to the magazine. This page features a reader questionnaire and gift giveaway, encouraging engagement with the magazine. Readers are asked for their demographics, opinions on articles, games, consoles, and where they purchase software. The exciting part is the chance to win prizes, including several Sega Saturn games. Titles up for grabs include Dragon Ball Z, Ultimate Battle 22, The Wizardry Zix and V2 Complete Pack, Gundam, Federation vs. Zeon, the arcade classic Metal Black, Hyper Revertheon, and Lifescape, Journey of 4 Billion Years. There are also telephone cards, featuring art of characters from People of Nanamura Hospital, perhaps tying into the previous page's fan art theme. The questionnaire itself is quite detailed, seeking feedback on various aspects of the magazine and the gaming landscape. To answer the questions, readers reference extensive lists provided on the page, covering articles in the current issue, other gaming magazines, various gaming consoles, and a massive list of Sega Saturn software. There are also clear instructions on how to correctly fill out the answer postcard to ensure their entries are counted. The next page features the exciting final results of the Sega Rally Championship Time Attack contest. Readers who participated find out if they won across various divisions and skill levels: Normal, Stratos, Championship, and Best Lap. The page details the winners and runners-up for each category, highlighting their impressive times and the courses they conquered. It also lists the prizes awarded, which include trophies, special Sega Rally merchandise like trainers and stickers, and game-related items like Saturn software and phone cards for the fan awards. This was clearly a major event for the magazine's readership. Adjacent to the contest results, the page transitions into a helpful guide for new Sega Saturn owners, titled Super Useful Sega Saturn Entrance Guide 96. Aimed at those who acquired the console in spring 1996, this section promises a comprehensive introduction to the Saturn's hardware and software, available up to late April 1996. Accompanied by an image of the console and controller, the guide provides essential information for newcomers stepping into the world of Sega Saturn gaming. This page continues the Sega Saturn Entrance Guide 96 by providing a comprehensive hardware purchasing guide for new owners. It breaks down the essential components and accessories available for the Saturn, going beyond just the console itself to enhance the gaming experience. The guide lists the various Sega Saturn main units available, including different revisions and models like the Victor vs. Saturn and Hitachi HI Saturn, explaining their features and prices. It then delves into the crucial world of peripherals, detailing standard controllers, arcade sticks like the Virtua Stick, specialized input devices such as the Shuttle Mouse for strategy games and the Virtua Gun Light Gun, and racing controllers for driving titles. Beyond input, it covers other useful accessories like the multi-terminal 6 for expanding multiplayer support up to 6 players, the power memory for saving game data, and various video CD and photo CD attachments that expanded the console's multimedia capabilities. It even touches on necessary cables for connecting the console to different display setups. A section looks ahead to future plans, hinting at upcoming hardware like a dedicated Virtua Stick prototype and potential network connectivity options. The page also includes a large table cross-referencing peripherals with compatible games, helping players choose the right gear for their favorite titles, covering release dates, prices, and genres. Overall, it's an invaluable resource for anyone new to the Saturn ecosystem in 1996, clearly laying out the hardware options available. This page delves into the Sega Saturn's library, focusing on two key genres: fighting action and action. The left side highlights fighting action games, noting their popularity and the high quality of arcade ports like Virtua Fighter 2. With 20 titles covered, the page emphasizes the Saturn's strength in this genre, showcasing screenshots of Virtua Fighter 2, the King of Fighters 95, and Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors. Reviewers particularly praise Virtua Fighter 2 as a benchmark for console fighting games. This section also lists numerous other fighting titles available or upcoming, reflecting the genre's robust presence on the system. The right side shifts focus to general action games, noting the surprisingly smaller library of 18 titles compared to fighting games. However, it points out several standout titles that compensate in quality, featuring screenshots from the visually appealing Clockwork Knight, the highly anticipated Guardian Heroes, and the popular Mobile Suit Gundam. The commentary highlights the unique aspects and quality of these games, mentioning the visual flair and engaging gameplay. The section also lists other action games and looks ahead to future releases, including titles in the Mega Man series. This page dives deep into two important genres on the Sega Saturn: role-playing games and simulation games. Starting on the left, we look at RPGs, noting that while there are only 12 titles available so far, the focus is clearly on quality over quantity. The section highlights the crucial role of third-party developers, featuring titles like the anime adaptation Magic Knight Rayearth and the dark popular Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner, alongside the strategic RPG Dragon Force. Screenshots showcase these key games, emphasizing their distinct visual styles. The magazine implies that despite the smaller library size compared to other genres, the available RPGs are highly regarded by players. Moving to the right, the focus shifts to simulation games, boasting a more robust library of 25 titles. This genre offers wide variety, covering strategy, romance, construction, and more. The article highlights several standout titles known for their depth and quality. These include strategic war simulations, the unique relationship simulation Angelique Special, which is noted for appealing to women, the detailed management sim Theme Park, the life simulation Princess Maker 2, where you raise a character from childhood, and the soccer team management game J-League Pro Soccer Club Otsukuru. Screenshots provide glimpses into the gameplay of these diverse titles, demonstrating the breadth and quality available within the simulation genre on the system. This page covers the Sega Saturn's RPG and simulation libraries, highlighting key titles and discussing the state of these genres. This page delves into the Sega Saturn's offerings in adventure and shooting genres. On the left, we explore adventure games, with a respectable library of 31 titles. The genre is characterized by its use of live-action footage and animation, though the quality can vary. Featured prominently is the popular anime adaptation Neon Genesis Evangelion, alongside the unique horror title D. The review notes a significant difference in difficulty between domestic Japanese games, which are often easier, and challenging overseas imports. The section touches on titles like Snatcher, highlighting its strong storyline. Moving to the right, we look at shooting games, boasting 25 titles. The Saturn is praised for its top-tier arcade ports and strong original titles in this genre. Panzer Dragoon is highlighted as a standout 3D shooter, while the arcade hits like Virtua Cop and Gungraphon showcase the system's capability for 3D graphics and intense action. The article notes the high quality of visuals, especially in 3D games, and mentions features like training modes in Virtua Cop. The shooting section emphasizes both the excellent 2D side-scrollers and the impressive 3D experiences available, catering to a wide range of shooting fans. Both sections also include lists of games released and upcoming titles. This page covers the Sega Saturn's library in three main areas: sports, puzzles, and a mixed bag of other titles. The sports section highlights a solid offering of 33 titles, noting that major sports like soccer and racing are well represented. The review praises the improvement in graphics and realism, thanks to polygon rendering, particularly in racing games like Daytona USA, and soccer titles, such as Victory Goal 96. They also mention other sports, like fishing and boxing, having notable entries. Next up is the puzzle genre, featuring 20 titles. The page observes that falling object puzzles dominate the category. While games like Puyo Puyo 2 and Baku Baku Animal are popular, the reviewer feels that more strategic thinking puzzles are less prominent. They discuss the appeal of action-packed falling block games compared to slower logic puzzles. Finally, the Saturn Entrance 96 section covers various other titles. This category includes genres like mahjong, with Shanghai being mentioned, and jigsaw puzzles, noted for featuring photos of young girls. Logic puzzles are also present, such as Ochan's Picross Logic. It seems to be a diverse collection outside the main genres. The page also includes tables, listing games, prices, and rankings for each category, along with a look at upcoming releases. This page dives into some of the less common, but still significant, categories on the Sega Saturn. It starts with the table genre, encompassing board and traditional games, noting a substantial 41 titles, with an increasing number of compilation releases. Mahjong games are highlighted as a particularly strong area for the Saturn, boasting the most titles at 29, including numerous strip mahjong variants alongside classics like Go and Shogi. The popular board game, The Game of Life, known as DX Jinsei game on Saturn, gets a mention as the console's sole entry for this series, noted for decent AI but perhaps basic multiplayer. Moving on to more unique titles, the page features games like Sander, an arcade port requiring rapid button presses and incorporating items in mini-games, although it seems the core gameplay remains faithful to the arcade version, which might not appeal to everyone. There's a large Other section covering a diverse collection of 28 titles, including experimental and niche software considered collector's items. Specific examples include Lupin III, The Master File, a compilation focused on character portraits and story elements, and the Emit Values Set, an educational English learning package. Unique adaptations like the Iron Chef game and the hybrid game/magazine gameware are also featured, showcasing the Saturn's varied library beyond typical genres. The page also includes tables listing many of these games with prices and commentary. This page is split into two distinct sections highlighting different aspects of the Sega Saturn's software library. The left side focuses on bringing the arcade experience home with commercial port software, boasting 49 titles. It emphasizes that the Saturn, unlike previous consoles, was capable of handling direct, high-quality ports of popular arcade games like Virtua Fighter and Sega Rally Championship. The fighting and shooting genres are particularly highlighted as being well represented, featuring major series and solid ports like Street Fighter Alpha. A large table lists many of these games with details, alongside a preview of upcoming releases. The right side shifts focus entirely to content unique to the Saturn, specifically age-restricted software, listing 36 titles. This section delves into games with H or X ratings, featuring mature themes, violence, and shocking expressions. It notes that a significant portion, around 40%, consists of adult mahjong games, particularly strip mahjong variants. However, it also mentions other adult genres, like adventure and suspense titles, some even incorporating real video footage, alongside explicit puzzle and simulation games. Prominent examples discussed include the mystery title Nonomura Bayuin no Hitobito, the hard-boiled detective game Blue Chicago Blues, and the adult mahjong sequel idol Janshi Tsuchiapai 2. Like the left side, a table lists these adult titles with their ratings and information, plus future releases are previewed. This page is split between a promotion for a game guide and a bonus item related to another title. On the left, we see vibrant artwork featuring characters from Mega Man X3, specifically X and Zero, alongside various enemy robot masters. The main focus here is advertising a complete strategy guide for the game, noted as a dual-compatible edition for both PlayStation and Saturn. It highlights the guide's comprehensive content, promising coverage of every stage and ending, making it essential for series fans. The release date is listed as April 30th, priced at 880 yen. The right side offers a valuable CD jacket as a bonus item. This jacket features artwork from Idol Janshi Tsuchipai 2, a game previously discussed as an adult mahjong title. The section includes a table detailing some basic information about the game, like its release date, price, genre, and target age range. X-rated. Below the table are illustrated instructions on how to cut out and fold the jacket for use, along with text explaining that this special jacket features the main character Suchi and the popular character Yuki-chan. It's presented as a charming bonus for fans of the game. This page continues the focus on Idol Janshi Tsuchipai 2 on the left, detailing a special Suchi Yuki mode. This mode is unlocked by clearing the story mode with all 4 partners. It transforms the game into a match against a specific opponent, Suchi Yuki, Yuki-chan, where the goal is to collect points. The mode highlights her unique playstyle and special moves. The section includes illustrations of the characters' transformations, cherry pie, milky pie, lemon pie, peach pie, and screenshots of the gameplay interface and character matchups, showcasing the game's anime art style. On the right side is a significant special feature titled Sega Saturn Strategy, the whole picture, focusing on the future of Sega and the Saturn console in 1996. It features prominent photos of 5 Sega executives who are interviewed about their plans and vision for the Saturn. The article delves into Sega's approach to the market following the Saturn's launch and its competitive landscape, highlighting key figures responsible for the console's direction. This feature provides insight into Sega's corporate strategy during this crucial period for the Saturn. Sega's Saturn strategy aimed for 2 trillion yen in sales by focusing on software and market expansion. Motoi Izuka emphasized strong in-house software development, leveraging arcade connections. Hidetake Okamura led the charge to broaden the console's reach. Plans included a diverse game library, 300 titles annually, and targeting younger demographics, supported by peripherals like the Virtua Gun. Demographic data revealed a shift from an older initial user base to younger players, including a growing female audience. This shift was driven by software like Mega Man X3 and targeted peripherals. Sega's strategy centered on a robust game lineup, strategic pricing, and aggressive marketing, including television advertising, to achieve its ambitious sales targets. This page delves deeper into Sega's Saturn strategy for '96, focusing heavily on software and key personnel. We hear from Masataka Maeda, head of software promotion, who discusses the crucial partnership with third-party developers, the growing number of licensors, and the shift away from Sega being the sole software driver. The page highlights the top 10 selling Saturn games as of spring '96, confirming Virtua Fighter 2 as the clear leader among a mix of Sega and third-party hits like Night Warriors and Street Fighter Alpha. Shu Suzuki, the legendary creator behind Virtua Fighter, shares insights into AM1's successful series and hints at the next evolution, Virtua Fighter 3. Fumihiro Kurokawa from AM2's promotion team talks about their unique marketing approach, starting with campaigns like the famous Daytona USA ads, and how they apply this to titles like Fighting Vipers and Virtua Fighter Kids. The page makes it clear that collaborative efforts with external developers are now central to Sega's plan for the Saturn's continued success. This page introduces the intense horizontal shooter Metal Black, highlighting its imminent release on the Saturn and previewing its features. The core gameplay revolves around collecting mysterious energy units called Nualon to power up your ship's weapons. There are 2 primary weapon types: the standard beam, which powers up steadily by absorbing Nualon, and the powerful Max Laser. The Max Laser boasts immense destructive power, but using it fully consumes accumulated energy, reverting the beam level back to minimum, making strategic energy management crucial. The visuals are a major focus, described as striking and polished, showcasing detailed backgrounds, dynamic enemy designs, and impressive boss battles. Bosses are highlighted as major challenges, sometimes even firing their own Max Lasers, leading to potentially dangerous energy interference scenarios that can be strategically exploited. The page emphasizes the game's atmospheric presentation and the exciting direction and performance seen throughout the stages and boss encounters, promising a unique and memorable shooting experience on the Saturn. This page takes a deep dive into the world of Metal Black, showcasing the diverse battlefields players will encounter across its 6 stages. Starting from a desolate Earth, you journey through distinct environments like a mysterious moon, a vast space graveyard, and even the warped space around a black hole, culminating at Jupiter's asteroid belt. Each stage presents unique challenges with varied enemy types and environmental hazards. The page highlights the impressive bosses at the end of each level, including the adaptable Abaruto Hedo on Earth, the reflecting Fedoro on the Moon, the evolving Dio and Gishin in Sargasso, the screen-filling Amazo in the Black Hole, and the final, transforming Gasto near Jupiter, known for its ability to disappear. Additionally, the page points out special 3D bonus stages appearing after the first and third levels, where players must quickly target and destroy enemies with missiles to earn rewards, offering a strategic change of pace from the main horizontal scrolling action. The visuals are impressive, with detailed backgrounds and dynamic boss designs that make each encounter memorable. This page introduces the exciting debut of the Sega Ages series on the Saturn, kicking off with a compilation featuring 2 beloved arcade and Mega Drive classics, Quiz Shukudai wa Shurmashita and Tantra. Both are popular variety games known for having entertaining sequels. Quiz Shukudai wa Shurmashita is a unique quiz game where questions dynamically adjust based on the player's chosen birth year, delving into elementary and junior high school topics as characters travel through time. Tantra is a fast-paced minigame collection where players must successfully clear random challenges selected via a roulette to progress the story and apprehend a fugitive. Screenshots show the variety of minigames including puzzles, maze navigation, and finding hidden objects. The page highlights how playing with a friend elevates the experience, especially in Tantra, where competition over minigame selection adds a thrilling edge. The page also gives a glimpse into the future of Sega Ages, teasing upcoming releases of iconic titles like Space Harrier, Afterburner, and Outrun. This page dives into the world of Hyper Reversion, a 3D action shooting and fighting game where players battle in mechs to collect 7 legendary sacred gems. The game features 8 unique characters, each piloting a distinct mech with individual strengths and special attacks. The core gameplay revolves around intense 3D battles in diverse stages, emphasizing not just shooting but also close-quarters combat and tactical movement like dodging and rolling to avoid attacks. The page showcases the game modes, including one-on-one battles set in 3D arenas, where environmental hazards, like falling off the stage, are a factor. It also highlights a 2-player mode, perfect for competitive play, though the screen is split. A significant portion is dedicated to introducing the 8 playable characters: Tig Corling, Gilda Bagram, Aham Arclaudia, Tia Amira Yule, Kuma Avenomite, Misra Fatal, Shiki, Kwahan, and Kiss Barnier. Each character has a brief profile and screenshots demonstrating their specific special moves, like homing shots, barrier attacks, or unique physical techniques. The expert tone suggests these different abilities make mastering each character a key part of the game's strategy. This page dives into the world of Mega Man X3, highlighting its fast-paced action across 8 distinct stages. The game is presented as a popular action title, making its way to the system, promising exhilarating gameplay. It details the core mechanics players will utilize, including dashing, wall jumping, and the signature charge shot, which are essential for navigating stages and defeating enemies. The page emphasizes that players control both X and Zero, noting Zero's higher attack power and temporary usage. The structure of the game involves clearing 8 challenging stages, each culminating in a powerful boss battle. Defeating these bosses grants X their special weapons, crucial for exploiting other bosses' weaknesses. The magazine also reveals that new, tough sub-bosses appear after clearing certain stages, adding further challenges. A key feature highlighted is the introduction of ride armors. These mechanical suits provide increased firepower and mobility, with different variations like Hawk, Frog, and Kangaroo, offering diverse abilities such as flight, underwater movement, or enhanced attack power. Mastering when and how to use these armors is presented as vital for progression. The page also features images of powerful enemies and bosses like Vile MK2, showcasing the diverse threats players will face. Overall, it paints a picture of a challenging and feature-rich action game. This page features Aoryu Gekitai Katsugekihen, an action game starring the energetic protagonist, Ramu. This title marks a genre shift for the series, moving from its previous shooting game roots to platforming action, all within a vibrant and somewhat choetic world. The core gameplay revolves around classic action mechanics: jumping, stepping on enemies, and utilizing held items or weapons. Ramu has basic moves, like running, jumping, and throwing, which are essential for navigating the diverse stages and overcoming foes. Players also gain access to helpful weapons with different properties, such as rapid fire or projectile speed changes, aiding in combat. There's even a bonus game for earning extra points. The game takes players through a variety of stages as Ramu seeks precious jewels. These environments include areas above ground, underground, and even an aquarium. The page highlights specific chapters, detailing early levels like a sumo arena-like stage and a mysterious underground kingdom involving Drive Pond's ship. Later stages feature a dangerous amusement park and eventually lead to a treasure castle. Along the way, Ramu faces off against unique bosses like a transforming mask boss and the recurring antagonist, Drive Pond, often piloting impressive mechs or vehicles. The screenshots showcase the colorful graphics and varied level design players will encounter on this action-packed adventure. This page dives into Super Passion 2, focusing on its signature panel match mechanic. This mode, triggered during Mahjong games, acts like a memory game where players match pairs of panels to earn valuable items or points needed for character transformations, giving strategic advantages in the Mahjong matches. The article details the various types of panels players can uncover, each offering different effects, ranging from helpful items to game-altering events triggered by a roulette spin. Understanding these panels is key to success. Furthermore, the page introduces the game's colorful cast of partner characters, including Pie, Lemon Pay, Cherry, and Milk Pay. It highlights their unique personalities, special abilities, and preferred Mahjong playing styles, which players should consider when choosing a partner. Finally, it touches upon the post-win enjoyment, with the Cursor Touch mode, a bonus feature allowing interaction with the characters. This page features the Mahjong game, Tokimeki Mahjong Graffiti, highlighting its return with enhanced animation. The premise involves playing Mahjong against 3 younger girls, who are portrayed as adorable younger angels. The article notes the exciting scenario of playing against opponents younger than the protagonist. Gameplay offers 2 modes: Date mode, where winning tiles leads to undressing scenes, and Free mode, a standard Mahjong match. A Memories mode is included to revisit previously viewed scenes. The game boasts improved graphics and animation compared to previous entries, with a unique feature allowing free scrolling within still character images. The page profiles the 3 main characters, Kai Kisaragi, Kasumi Mutsuki, and Ran Izuki, providing glimpses into their personalities and appearances through screenshots and portrait images. The focus is clearly on the character interaction and visual appeal, making this a classic example of the Mahjong subgenre, emphasizing player engagement through character reveals. This page features 2 diverse titles, Pachislot Hishu Hao 3 and Lifescape. Pachislot Hishu Hao 3 is the 3rd game in the series, simulating 5 popular real-world Pachislot machines, with data from actual operation, offering modes for practice, a character-driven occupation mode, and an explanation mode to master strategy. Screenshots show the game's interface, data displays, and the featured machines like Aladdin Master and Tigers X. Lifescape is an edutainment software based on an NHK broadcast, guiding players through 4 billion years of life evolution. It explores the history of life in 8 interactive laboratories, using CG, video, and detailed text. The game features 3 modes: a movie mode showcasing historical CG, an experiment room allowing interaction with creatures, and a hypertext mode providing in-depth evolutionary information, depicted through visuals of ancient creatures and skeletal models. This page features a comprehensive strategy guide for Jeffrey McWild in Virtua Fighter 2, part of a series called Virtua Coliseum. It dives deep into mastering Jeffrey's unique fighting style, highlighting his powerful throws and pursuit techniques. The guide focuses on his signature moves, the devastating splash mountain throw, and the tricky machine gunner crouch throw, explaining the best ways to land them and their automatic follow-up possibilities. It also covers his ability to blow opponents into the air and execute powerful air combos, detailing key launching moves like vertical upper and near attack. The highly practical Hell Stab Thrust technique is also discussed, including points on how to land it and incorporate it into combos. The page is filled with screenshot sequences illustrating these moves and strategies, step by step, providing essential tips for players looking to dominate with Jeffrey McWild. This page is a strategy guide focusing on Kagemaru in Virtua Fighter 2, emphasizing the importance of his signature throw, the Flame Circle. Shinraku. The guide breaks down the process of setting up and landing this powerful throw, explaining how to approach the opponent and use low attacks to create openings. It then covers follow-up options after the flame circle, detailing ways to maximize damage or achieve ringouts, particularly with air combos. 2 specific air combo examples are provided, illustrating effective sequences. The guide also mentions how the flame circle's properties change in version 2.1 of the game, affecting follow-up possibilities. Screenshots throughout the page demonstrate key moments and techniques discussed. This page is packed with updates and new information, starting with the Virtua Communication fan mail section, where players discuss the difficulty of Virtua Fighter Kids and character changes. Building on the previous page's deep dive into Virtua Fighter 2 techniques, there's a guide to an advanced copy pose trick that can lead to a double ring out using Kegemaru and Lion Raphael, demonstrating complex positional play. The highlight on the right is a major introduction to Sonic the Fighters, presenting move commands for the main cast including Sonic the Hedgehog, Miles Tails Prower, Knuckles the Echidna, Amy Rose, Fang the Sniper, Espio the Chameleon, Bean the Dynamite, and Bark the Polar Bear. The page also features a large, creative fan art section where Virtua Fighter characters are reimagined in an RPG setting, showcasing various popular fighters like Wolf Hawkfield, Pai-chan, and Kagemaru in fantasy designs submitted by readers. Finally, there's a notice about a contest for fans to predict the second-player colors for the characters in Sonic the Fighters. This page dives deep into the world of Virtua Fighter Kids, emphasizing how it stands apart from Virtua Fighter 2, despite sharing character movesets. The article highlights the game's faster pace, clocking in at 1.2 times the speed of its predecessor, suggesting a more advanced gameplay experience. The fearsome final boss, Dural, is still the formidable opponent, unleashing relentless attacks and familiar techniques like the Tsurugi Sutemi. Interestingly, the article notes Dural's AI is simpler than in VF2, but still challenging. There's a special mention of whether Dural can be used as a playable character, with tests suggesting it's not possible, despite attempts using VF 2.1 commands. The major focus is the detailed explanation of the crouching punch, P, connecting to a standing punch, P, a fundamental difference from VF2, where this sequence was character-specific or required specific conditions. Virtua Fighter Kids allows this simple yet crucial link for most characters, significantly impacting basic combat strategy. The page illustrates this with step-by-step screenshots. It also introduces powerful consecutive techniques, combos, and showcases specific finishing blows and combinations for fan favorites like Akira Yuki and Pai-chan, complete with visual guides. This focus on simplified yet effective combos and mechanics seems tailored to the game's kids theme, while offering surprising depth. This page continues our deep dive into the world of Virtua Fighter Kids, spotlighting key techniques for Lao-chan, Jeffrey McWild, Wolf Hawkfield, and Kagemaru. Each character section breaks down their signature short replay moves that look cool when you land them, powerful finish blows for ending rounds, and effective combinations. For Lao, it's all about his lightning-fast chain kicks and spinning attacks, noted for their replay value and combo potential. Jeffrey brings the heavy hits with moves like the devastating stomach crash and elbow upper, which sends opponents soaring. Wolf showcases his grappling prowess with moves like the dragon screw and the unique reverse sledgehammer finisher that's great for grounded opponents. Kage relies on quick ground attacks and tricky aerial follow-ups, using moves like Kotegaeshi and Yukimi Hizagiri. The analysis points out specific combos and comments on their effectiveness and sometimes the difficulty of execution in this faster, kid-friendly version of the game. This page analyzes Virtua Fighter Kids characters Sarah Bryant, Shun Dai, Jackie Bryant, and Lion Rafal. Sarah utilizes her tornado kick and rising knee for visually appealing replays, with her finish blow combining the rising knee and horse kick for airborne Keikos. Combos include the knee kick into rising knee. Shun Dai's section emphasizes spinning kicks and back attacks in his replays, his finish blow being a high-launching punch. Key combos involve countering with a spinning back leg kick into a drunken-style attack. Jackie Bryant's replays feature the spinning kick and lightning kick. His finish blow is the somersault kick, with the dash hammer kick also causing knockdowns. His knee kick into elbow spin kick is noted as effective against smaller characters. Finally, Lion Raphael's replays showcase the turning leg and spinning kick. His finish blow is the second hit of his piercing leg, Combinations include a powerful double palm combo and the use of the rushing step for knockdowns. The page provides concise guidance on using each character's moves. This page dives into the Hyper-Ultex section, showcasing reader-submitted game techniques and cheats, ranked on a 1 to 5 scale with potential prizes for submissions. The featured Ultex cover a range of popular Sega Saturn titles. For Gungriffon the Eurasian Conflict, players can unlock unlimited jumps and ammunition with a specific command sequence. In Snatcher, entering codes allows access to altered title screen graphics and messages or profiles from the development staff. There's a list of names and corresponding video phone numbers for accessing these messages. Mahjong Dukyusei special players can bypass the standard game flow to select characters from the outset. The King of Fighters 95 offers the convenient ability to change options mid-game by pausing and pressing a +C. The Graduist Deluxe Pack is featured with 2 tricks, a power-up command sequence, and a code that unlocks a hidden no-wait mode. Rounding out the list, Gusun Oyoyo S has a code for a strange mode that alters character costumes and graphics, while Gex has a humorous, low-ranked trick where pausing for a while causes the character to leave a trail of footprints across the screen. The section highlights creative ways players interact with games beyond the intended design. This page continues the Hyper-Ultex section, showcasing a collection of reader-submitted secrets and tricks for various Sega Saturn games, each rated on a scale up to 4 stars. Featured prominently is a highly ranked tip for Mahjong Dukyusei Special, detailing how specific Mahjong hands can trigger events and unlock hidden characters, like Suzuki Miki and others, represented by charming anime screenshots. For fans of J.League Pro Soccer Club, Otsukuru, a trick allows players to view the development staff role simply by entering a specific phrase during name registration. Angelique Special gets 2 entries, offering valuable guidance for dating and relationship building. Visiting the Oracle on Sunday provides location advice, while a Saturday visit allows you to check character compatibility based on star signs and blood types. Virtual Casino players can access a hidden visual test mode to watch game cutscenes directly from the main menu. The tower features 2 significant tricks. One boosting your starting funds dramatically to 400 million with a specific button sequence, and another allowing you to build a unique atrium lobby design from the start of a new game. Finally, Fishing Koshien lets players unlock a movie mode by entering a specific school name, allowing them to re-watch cinematic moments from cleared rounds. The page concludes by inviting readers to submit their own discoveries to the section for a chance to win prizes. This page dives into the world of Game Gear and Kids Gear, focusing on the upcoming Doraemon Waku Waku Pocket Paradise, a title packed with a variety of minigames showcasing different gameplay styles, from character matching and memory challenges to puzzle solving. The Gear information section also briefly touches on other new releases like the classic puzzle game Bust-A-Move and a cat simulation title. Transitioning to the Coming Soon section, we get a glimpse of exciting future releases. Ultraman Battle, a fighting game featuring polygon graphics, promises intense battles with the iconic heroes and monsters. Fans of anime can look forward to Mysterious Thief Saint Tail, an adventure game based on the popular series. Finally, a title simply described as a quest adventure full of minigames looks to blend storytelling with diverse minigame challenges across varied perspectives, as seen in the screenshots. This page previews several exciting upcoming titles. First, we have Wipeout, the acclaimed futuristic racing game originating from Europe, featuring high-speed anti-gravity racing on unique tracks themed after various countries like Canada, Japan, and Germany, all rendered with polygon graphics. Next is Jewels of the Oracle, a 3D adventure and puzzle game where you explore environments and solve numerous distinct puzzles to collect jewels, with abstract guidance provided by an oracle. Turf Win 96 is presented as a detailed horse racing simulation game focusing on the training, breeding, and management of racehorses, including polygon visuals for the paddock scenes. Finally, Nightruth is introduced as a paranormal adventure game with a multi-scenario structure, putting a strong emphasis on its cast of characters, whose illustrations are prominently featured, including Yato Shinji, Mizuki Mai, Kujo Reika, Tsunebane Kosuke, and Himekawa Ai. The page highlights the voice actors involved and suggests this is just the first installment. This page previews several exciting upcoming titles. First up is Darius 2, a faithful port of the arcade horizontal shooter known for its multi-screen display. This Saturn version replicates that experience, even allowing players to adjust the screen display size. The game retains its signature massive boss battles, all designed with distinct aquatic themes, and the branching zone selection system offering multiple paths and endings. Players collect power-ups like shot, laser, bomb, and the defensive arm system to enhance their ship. Next is Body Special 264, a motion puzzle game featuring 3 Japanese gravure idols, Akiko Hinagata, Akira Kiuchi, and Sena Matsuda. It's a simple jigsaw puzzle title that challenges players to complete images in both a standard movie mode and a competitive versus mode, where items can be used. Finally, Sonic Wing Special, known internationally as Aero Fighter Special, is presented. This title is a compilation of 3 arcade games from the popular vertical shooter series. It's packed with content, including numerous in-game movies and a huge number of possible endings. The gameplay is described as a friendly shooting system, where collecting items powers up your ship, and a bomb mechanic provides essential emergency evasion. The next page previews several diverse upcoming titles. First up is Night Striker Sistis, a faithful port of the futuristic arcade shooter known for its distinct polygonal visuals and branching stage system. Players pilot a vehicle called the Inter-Grey to battle various enemies and unique bosses across multiple paths, aiming to prevent the mysterious organization Dark Serpent from achieving its goals. The Saturn version aims to replicate the arcade experience, including the famed Zuntata sound design. Next is Horned Casino, a unique card and adventure game where players take on seductive demon dealers in a casino setting. The goal is to defeat these demonesses through various gambling games to seal them away. A prominent "Coming Soon" section highlights the 8 alluring demon dealers the player will encounter. Below that is Time Detective DD, The Phantom Lorelei, an adventure game centered around a time-traveling detective investigating a disappearance. The game utilizes FMV sequences and voice acting to enhance the atmosphere of this mystery, spanning different time periods. Finally, the page touches upon Cyberdoll, presented alongside a section titled Power Up Your Entire Body to Fight. This cyberpunk RPG features character designs by a renowned figure and emphasizes augmenting the player character with mechanical parts to increase combat ability in a dark, futuristic setting. This page gives us a look at several upcoming titles, starting with Mahjong Kyo Jidai Chibu Island 96, the third game in the series blending Mahjong with live action and polygon visuals. It features 3 specific girls from the Philippines, and the game includes a digital photo album of their graveyard shots. Next up is Big Anna Fachislo Dai Koryaku Universal Museum, a simulation title for fans of Japanese slot machines, focusing on machines from Universal. It's presented as a strategy guide and collection rolled into one. We also see Rise of the Robots 2, the sequel featuring 18 different robots battling it out. What's cool here is the mention of Brian May from Queen, contributing to the game's sound design. Then there's Hanran Shashin, a crime mystery adventure game that uses live-action backdrops and video footage. You play a cameraman investigating murders, and the game includes a photo mode. Following that, the page highlights how this game features significantly branching scenarios and multiple endings that diverge wildly based on your choices. Finally, the page showcases Idol Disc Volume 2 Uchiyama Miki. These releases are more than just photo collections, including video and audio content featuring Japanese idols. It's presented as an interactive multimedia experience, with a brief mention of other volumes covering a lineup of different idols. This page previews several exciting upcoming titles for the Saturn. First up is Kiba Data Stable, a horse racing database and simulation game. It offers in-depth stats on races and horses from the past 7 years, and includes a dream race mode, where you can recreate legendary matchups. It also features a fun quiz mode for racing fans. Next, the timeless classic Tetris arrives, offering the familiar puzzle action. You can play solo, against the computer, or engage in intense head-to-head battles described as Burning Tetris. Gameware Volume 2 looks like another digital magazine or compilation, highlighting a new shooting game called Obachan. This volume also includes the previously featured Telecom Town and a section covering the movie Camera 2, Legion of Evil. For something more action-packed, Death Throttle is a visceral vehicular combat game based on the Western PC title Quarantine. It promises high-speed chows through a crime-ridden city, complete with shooting and destruction. Finally, Shingata Kururin-Pa is announced, a sequel to the action puzzle game. It introduces new block types like fire blocks for complex chain reactions, and expands the roster of playable characters. The page also has a brief section highlighting new title trends, mentioning games like Acclaim's Big Hurt Baseball, Taito's adventure game, Tokyo Shadow, and Tecmo's J.League Soccer, along with updates on other releases. This page is a latest status report on highly anticipated upcoming software titles for the Sega Saturn, giving players a look at the development progress of various games. Featured games include the highly anticipated Nights into Dreams, described as focusing on feel and character design to create a unique action experience. Other prominent titles covered are the dramatic RPG Sakura Taisen, the arcade-perfect port of Virtualon, the intense fighting games Fighting Vipers and Virtua Fighter Kids, and popular arcade fighters like Street Fighter Alpha 2, Real Bout Fatal Fury, and Samurai Showdown IV. Mega Man 8 is also featured, noting its tie-in with a special campaign. The report also previews RPGs and adventure games such as Lunar, Silver Star Story, Policenauts offering an interactive cinema experience, Albert Odyssey, The Wizardry Compilation, Langrisser 2 Wine, Far East of Eden, The Fourth Apocalypse, Tactics Ogre, Ogre Battle, and The Mysterious Enemy Zero. Each entry provides a brief description, genre, and a percentage indicating its current development status or readiness, with comments from developers giving insights into the game's features and progress. This page provides a comprehensive release calendar for Sega Saturn and Game Gear games, covering upcoming releases from April through September, alongside a list of titles with their release dates yet to be determined. For the Sega Saturn, the calendar details releases including notable titles like Myst, Virtua Fighter Remix, and Mobile Suit Gundam in April, followed by games such as Super Robot Wars Fried and Sonic, and Knuckles in May. June saw the arrival of Virtua Fighter Kids and Street Fighter Alpha, while July featured Langrisser 2i and Thunder Force, versus the later months lists games like Lunar, Silver Star Story, and Sakura Taisen. The section for Release Date Undecided showcases a wealth of highly anticipated titles for the Saturn. This includes major releases like Nights into Dreams, Dark Savior, Albert Odyssey, Legend of Eldian, and Street Fighter Alpha 2. Other prominent games listed without a date include Marvel Superheroes, Policenauts, and Fighters Megamix, indicating a strong future lineup across various genres, particularly in fighting games and RPGs. The Game Gear section is much smaller, featuring just a few titles like Doraemon and Baku Baku Animal. Overall, the page clearly illustrates the robust support for the Sega Saturn during this period, highlighting a mix of arcade ports, sequels to popular franchises, and new IPs, with many major releases still in development. This page features a striking advertisement for the game Enemy Zero on the Sega Saturn. The prominent title, displayed alongside a distinctive red stylized logo, immediately draws the eye. The imagery suggests a tense, atmospheric science fiction setting, fitting for a game known for its survival horror elements. The vertical text on the left declares, "A new history begins to move, changing the world, an interactive movie." This tagline positions Enemy Zero as a groundbreaking experience. The accompanying text highlights the game as an evolution of the developer Warp's previous title, D, focusing on advancements in CG quality, sound design, and gameplay. A key innovative feature discussed is the unique gameplay mechanic of dealing with invisible enemies that can only be located using sound, presenting a fresh challenge. The game boasts impressive contributions, with world design by Joji Abe and music by the renowned film composer Michael Nyman, known for scores like The Piano. The text emphasizes the game's scale, spanning 4 CGs, and the significant use of real-time CG to realize its detailed world. Enemy Zero was released on the Sega Saturn in autumn '96, priced at 6,800 yen,